Here we go. We are rolling. This is it. This is episode 365. That's like one a day if you want to do them back to back to back. Don't ever do that. You'll want to end your life. This is the 365th episode of No Laugh Track Podcast.
It feels like you guys have made a lap around the sun.
Come on now. That's right.
That's great.
Jordan Carlos is here with me.
Hello.
He has never been on this podcast before.
I've never been on this podcast. I swear, I can prove it.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no tape of me on this, but I'm glad I'm here now. This is fantastic.
Welcome.
And the turnout is as expected.
Yeah, normally for the second half of the podcast, we put the microphone out to the crowd and we'll take some questions here. As you can see, I don't know what's showing up on the video right now, but people are very shy right now, so they're kind of staying to the back. Since I just said video, if people are listening to the audio version of this and not the video, they can go to Acme Comedy Club's YouTube page and subscribe, because this is the 5th episode we've done with audio and video.
Oh, cool,
yes.
Man. Cool.
So Jordan, you're number 5.
Wow.
We've had, for people who want to go back and miss them, I wrote these down. Sean Patton, Jackie Cation, Mike E. Winfield, and Bent Washburn have been the last 4 guests.
Gosh.
We all have full audio and video.
I'm in
all of those.
Very good company. This AV thing.
That's right.
Feels good, man.
That's right. So we're here on Thursday of your headlining week here at Acme.
Yes. It's been great so far.
It has been great.
I love this wine cellar that we're in. This root cellar kill room has been very kind to me, and I can't get over it. You know, it's been fantastic. People are just they love to laugh at this club, and it's just a real intimate setting, and it's great. It's great. People are cool. They're with it. This lady snapped last night, like we were at a 1960s Greenwich Village coffee shop.
Like that was her I'm digging this thing?
She was digging it.
What?
Yeah, she wasn't even in color. She was black and white. It was really, she's a great lady, man.
Cool, daddy. Cool.
Yeah,
cool, daddy.
What? She had a turtleneck. It was nuts.
Guarantee I pictured a turtleneck.
Yeah, it was nuts, man.
That is awesome.
Yeah, but the crowds have been wonderful. We had a penal enlargement people that these folks last night, they were 4 coworkers that had found love, guy and girl,
yeah,
that found love at this not penal enlargement, but like a prosthesis, so penal prosthesis.
Oh.
So if you can't get your dang up,
you
go to these people, and so I learned all about it last night. It was fascinating stuff.
I think if I remember correctly, I've seen one of those, like an apparatus they will put in.
Yeah.
They'll install if needed. Did they not use those words? Did they not say install?
They didn't. I think they said implant. And they
Implant.
didn't say install. Install sounds like an HVAC, but this was more.
Can you give me an estimate on this?
It's a free. The installation's free. It's pretty great. But they said that they use like a pump. It's a pump.
Like in the balls or something, right?
Pumping the ball. You pump the balls.
Pump the balls.
Pump the balls to get the dick all good and good and hard, and you just go for a long, long time. It's great. And so there's a customer appreciation day that the man would not divulge.
No.
The man would not.
What?
He would not divulge when it was because I wanted to come. I wanted to come so hard, but but there's no. Yeah, it was fantastic. But the way that they were they were very about the business. They were just they had no irony about it, no sense of humor about it.
Oh, no, I'm kidding.
None.
Oh, that's awesome.
None.
That just makes it even better, doesn't it?
Where do you get that job? Where is that on? Were you on Craigslist? Were you on Monster.com? Were you on MonsterDick.com? All this stuff, and they were just like, oh man, enough.
Yeah. What career fell through that you fell back? Did you fall back on this?
The man had been there. One guy had been there. I'm pointing to the seat he was in. This seat, this right over here. He'd been there for 4 years.
Wild.
4 years, man.
Absolutely wild.
Making a career, a company man.
That's good. That's good. That's good. Yeah. I wonder what the Christmas bonus is from that company.
Oh man.
What is your history in Minneapolis and Minnesota in general?
I've been to Minnesota one time before this, to my recollection. And it was cool. I learned all about your sky bridges from the future, and I'm always here in the deepest parts of winter.
Okay, you were here performing.
I was here performing in winter for the NACA conference, which is colleges
Right.
looking to book you and stuff like that. So that was cool. That went well. I think it was that and a speedboat convention. I was there at the same time as a speedboat, which is a lovely 2 flavors that you definitely want to see together.
You weren't in the market, were you?
I'm always down for a nice, inboard Chris Craft. I mean, that's what I ultimately want.
Nice.
Absolutely.
It's got a vision board.
Yeah, I think an old classic Chris Craft.
Yeah.
From the 50s, from the 30s. Ugh. I mean, if you not like saying you commit a murder, but I always associate those with like murder on a lake. And then, like, you have to get rid of the body. You didn't do it.
Sure.
You didn't do it.
But you got to push it over the side.
You got to push it over the side.
Yeah.
Somebody got hit in the head.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Somebody got hit over the head, and there's a lot of money at stake. You know what I mean? That's what it is. Oh God. Well, where am I going with this? They're great boats.
Yes. Invest if you can.
Yeah, they're great boats.
Of course, having a boat like that in Minnesota. Before we started recording, you and I were talking about ice fishing.
We were talking about ice fishing.
Something that I like to do but don't do very often. But the problem with having a boat in Minnesota is, do you know what they do you have to store it?
You store it and dry store it, right? Like
yeah.
It has
have you
to
seen that where they wrap it in plastic?
Absolutely.
And stuff? Yeah, that is the craziest thing.
Absolutely. In the cellophane, and then you put it on the shelf.
Yeah, put it on
because
the
you
shelf.
can't put it in the water, obviously, because the ice will crack it.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Oh God. Those are great problems to have. I would love to have that problem.
Yeah,
That'd be nice.
Yeah, I've got to move the boat, guys. I haven't had a chance to move the boat yet.
It's tough.
The closest I have is it's a pink ring that you blow up, and you can go in a lake and just sit in it, and it floats.
Oh, sure, those are great. I mean, you got to store those too, the ice will come for that as well.
That's right.
I got the flamingo. They'll come for the ice. Will come for it, man.
The flamingo, the alligator, the donut.
I've just never been in a frozen lake before. I would like to know what that's like. Have you
just
been
to walk on one?
Yeah.
You should absolutely do that. You should try to find time while you're here.
I just feel like it would crack under my feet.
Here's the thing: it can be as solid as can be. It can be completely safe, and you can still hear the cracking sound occasionally.
Okay.
And it's terrifying if you're not used to it.
Sorry, I laughed kind of hard.
We're gonna have to start this audio over. You laugh too hard. We warned you about laughing too hard while you're here.
My greatest fear is that I'd fall in and then I'd get away from the opening, and then I could just see I'd punch up through the ice, and it would just be my frozen fist.
Right. Like you've seen in a movie somewhere. Like that's the final your final image is
yeah,
slowly sinking.
And that's why I stay on land.
Yeah, fair
that's
enough.
why I stay on land.
They do a thing like if you watch the local news here, at least once a season, winter season, they'll do the thing like, just so here's we sent out an expert, and here's what you do if you fall through the ice.
What do you do?
I mean,
you're always turning the channel.
Yeah. I'm never gonna find I don't need to know. I'm never gonna find myself in that situation. But I think once you get to the end, you're supposed to roll your way out of it.
Roll my way out?
Yeah, does that make sense?
Sure, with a little style, a little flair.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I meant to do that.
Yeah, there you go.
I think I would just scream, "Siri, help me!" Probably as I'm drowning.
Screaming's probably your best.
There was a guy that happened to. His car went off into the river.
Yes, recently.
And he was like, "Siri, help me!" And Siri did.
Do you have anything?
I
don't know if you have Apple.
Hey,
or whatever.
Siri. You see what I'm saying? I can't get her to. She's mad at me. I called her Alexa once.
How dare you?
And that was it, dude. Nah.
She assumes you're cheating.
Well, I am emotionally. I am.
So here's one of the many things. I got to get to some of the stuff here. I'm so excited to get some of the stuff I wrote down. So one of the things, when you get a new follower on social media, I mean, you have, I don't know, hundreds of thousands or whatever.
I have a few. I have a few, but not 100,000.
Here's my question: when you get a new follower on Instagram,
yes,
do you look? Do you notice when you get a new follower, 10 new followers? Is that something you notice when you have so many? And this is coming to something here.
I only have 13,000 followers on Instagram, which is a big number of people. That's a whole town. But I feel like I don't look that often. And only if, oh man, I'm so vain. If you have the blue check mark. If you're a verified person, if you're a person, then I'll look at you. If you're not a person, if you're just a haircut, then I won't look at you.
What about an egg? No. So I got one the other day.
That's a good question, though. That's a really good question.
I got a new Instagram follower.
Oh, congratulations! And how's it going?
Well, here's the thing. So I'm going to read to you.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Are you being trolled by your Instagram follower?
No, there was no message or anything. But here it is.
Did they just like everything?
She didn't like anything, but she followed me, and so I'm like, oh, who's this? I saw the name. I'm like, well, I don't know who this is.
Dear me.
And the name is Here for Trade 566.
Yeah,
So I'm like, and there's a picture of a girl.
That's a prostitute.
Yeah. So here's what it says.
I'm sorry, a sex worker.
Not here for any relationship.
Yeah.
Fun only. Trade nudes for gift cards.
You could get some Kohl's cash.
So I've never got that before. I've never got a follower that says trade nudes for gift cards.
I think that they see potential in you.
How did I get on her radar? What list am I on somewhere?
I think that's a question that you could answer, but I feel that all she wants is nudes so that she can then, blackmail you for them.
Oh, I misunderstood. She wants to give me gift cards. This is awesome.
I think you're gonna get definitely a Chili's or an Olive Garden gift card.
I don't like Chili's, but okay.
Okay, Ruby Tuesdays. Okay, I mean pick your chain choice. You're fancy, man. But at some critical juncture, I think the tables would be turned, and then she would demand, much like a Nigerian prince, she would demand something from you. Don't you think?
For sure.
Yeah. For sure. That hasn't happened to me yet.
Okay.
I'm a little jealous.
And for the record, I'm not following back.
And normally,
who
are you?
Yeah.
Who are you?
Who am I to judge? And here's the other thing. She has one of those private, this account is private.
Yeah.
So if I want to get a little free sample, she ain't giving me any.
You know what I hate? When somebody follows me, and I'll be like, oh, yeah, I'll follow back.
And then
they'll be like, it's being requested.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
I'll follow you, but you need to ask me.
Yeah. And then I check back in maybe like an hour later. Still not greenlit. My eye gets like a heartbeat. I get so upset. So much anxiety. And the person will have like 3 followers. I'm like, who?
Yeah.
I'm doing you a favor.
Yeah, right?
Now you got me hot, man. This is I didn't know the feelings that I had about this.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Well, I mean, while we're on the topic of while we were talking about social media, how are you using social media as far with your career,
I use it,
personal life, and everything? How do you use it?
I use it to procrastinate.
That's popular.
I use it to look more important than I am. I do like when people, for my shows. First, I'll say this. I do like when people. I always say you will be reunited with your phone soon, because I do this thing when I haven't looked at my phone for a long time. Then I look at the phone and I'm like, I'm so popular, Or if I sneak a look at my phone, I'll be like, there'll be no one will have wanted to get in contact with me, and then I'd make that handy excuse. Well, the service down here is terrible.
It's very sketchy.
It's very sketchy.
Yeah.
I'm sure that once I go above ground, I'll just come streaming in.
Blow that thing up.
Yeah, but I use it mostly for just for marketing, telling people where I'm at, showing them how well I'm doing.
The American way.
The American way. But it's insane. People love that.
Mm-hmm.
People love it. We're the most one-sided, abusive relationship with social media, and they just want to see the highlight reel.
Yeah.
They don't want to see the lowlights. I use it to show people the zany, crazy things that I do. Shit.
You can say shit.
Oh, thank God.
Mm-hmm.
And then because I was doing morning radio, I was like, "Holy kazootie!"
Yeah, no, you can let it go. You can let it out.
All right. I was like, "Oh my Lanta!" I did say that at one point this morning. They were like, "Oh my Lanta!" Just let it go, man. But
oh, Jeezers Beezers.
Yeah, Jeezers Beezers. So so I'll use it almost to chronicle what I'm doing. It'll be like I was shooting this film with Taryn Manning, who's this Oscar-nominated actress from Orange is the New Black, in Los Angeles.
Pennsatucky.
Yeah, Pennsatucky, absolutely. Yeah. Yes. So, for more, so we were shooting this movie together in the desert for like 6 weeks. So I would take photos of that, and people were like, "That is fantastic.
Yeah.
You're doing these things. I'm not doing these things. I just feel bad about myself." That is literally all Instagram is. It's a jealousy maker. That's all it is.
Yeah,
and people love it.
So I do this.
I don't know why.
I really like Las Vegas. I really like Jamaica, places on vacation.
Sure, yeah.
So I've done the thing where I've set up like I follow hashtag Vegas Strip or something hashtag Night in Jamaica or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So I'll see people's pictures that they
From
post that they
Jamaica.
tag like that.
Yeah.
But then because of that, like I'm seeing pictures of people obviously I don't know.
Yeah.
And then you'll click like.
Then you're
Especially the Vegas ones, it's a lot of women, like,
then you're getting in that wormhole.
And you get in that wormhole, and here's what I've noticed. There is this population of people that maybe it's just looks this way on Instagram, but it looks like all they do is vacation and travel and take pictures.
Some people
You'll
do.
look at the dates, and it's like at the end of December, middle of December, beginning of December, and like every summer week in November.
Well,
like,
do they
where
have
the
a lot?
fuck are
Do
you
they have a lot of
going?
followers? I mean, are they an influencer?
Some are, some don't.
Yeah, I think that there's a lot of. I mean, I have a friend who does that.
Like, how does that happen? How did your
She
friend
did.
get started?
She just like through. She's like a Bollywood actress.
Okay.
And so like that's how it started for her. So she just goes to wild places and Shanaz Treasurywala. She was in The Big Sick. And all this stuff, and
I saw that.
And yeah, she plays the woman that Kumail's like the Indian woman that Kumail's supposed to be with.
Oh, he did his parents' pick.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's Shanaz, and then off the popularity, the strength of that movie, it only like furthered her like followers and things like that. So now she literally just traipses around the globe, like taking pictures or taking like videos of herself and all these different crazy places.
What a life!
And the videos are only 1 to 2 minutes long. I think that it's more like that social media followings. Usually those people have a huge following, and that's become like commodified. You can get the influencer rate.
Yeah.
At places.
Yeah, nuts.
Yeah.
Nuts.
I don't. I get the maybe like the not the suggesters rate.
That's a step below influencer.
That's a step below influencer.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Just I have the floaters rate. I'm just floating this out to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Just
like that.
I'm just raising a possibility. That's where I am. I like to think on social media.
I get that. I get that.
But I like to simmer. I don't like to burn. I think simmer is good.
Mm-hmm.
Burn, when you burn, you get trolls. When you simmer, everybody loves you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I listened to a bunch of the podcasts you did like last year, Adulting.
Oh yes.
Really enjoyed
Michelle
it.
Buteau, yeah.
I listened to 6 of the episodes.
Oh, thanks for
recently.
listening.
Yeah.
Wow, man. Thank you.
Is it coming back?
It's not coming back. We WNYC didn't pick us up for another season, although we got 1 million downloads. Racism. So numbers are racist, Justin. We want that white math. So anyway, it's not happening. But my friend Michelle has become super famous from it. Not from the show, but from just acting. She was in this great Ali Wong movie, Always Be My Maybe, and she's gained quite a lot of notoriety.
Ali Wong's been on this podcast.
Ali Wong's been on this podcast? Woo! Good things are happening.
I mean,
good things are happening.
She never will again, I'm sure.
You don't know that. You don't know that.
But she's been on.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
She's awesome.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna go on a limb and say she's awesome. But I feel like, we're doing shows again, live shows.
Okay.
In February that are not going to be recorded. So we got like Amber Ruffin from Seth Meyers. She's like one of the writers, and she's a very funny lady. She's she's been on that show since like 2014.
Okay.
So we're gonna have her as a guest, and I think Michael J. Fox too, which will be really awesome.
Did I see you did something with him?
Yes,
recently?
I did his gala. His gala is fantastic. It was fantastic. Such a nice guy.
Had you
So
met him
funny.
before?
Never met him. Huge fan.
Right?
Of course, have a Back to the Future T-shirt, which I wore
Me too.
underneath my suit when I was doing it. And, like, it was fantastic, man. I was like, this is just such a great guy, like, you know, and he's such a great sense of humor. And he's like, people always say about my disease, it could have happened to a nicer guy. Like, they're like, you got the... He's like me and Magic Johnson. He had these comparisons. I'm gonna mess it up, but he had these comparisons about Magic Johnson and him.
Wow!
Like they got the best version of their sickness. So like, but it was a night of laughs because it was me, Colin Quinn, Dennis Leary, Ryan Reynolds. It was fantastic, man. Joel McHale too, and so they just wanted it to be a night of laughs and just to forget, you know, for a minute or to. Not forget, but to also laugh, to make time for laughter through everything. And so there were a lot of folks with Parkinson's there, and it was fantastic. Definitely a career highlight for me. Yeah. So I think like from that, like, you know, he's so kind that I just emailed him like a thank you, and then he emailed right back, and like we email every once in a while, like maybe once every 2 weeks or so. So he's like really nice, man.
And Alex P.
Keaton. P. Keaton.
That's awesome.
The same. The Teen Wolf. Usually skips a generation, but it hit him hard.
Yeah.
You know?
Is he worried about his grandchildren?
Yeah, is he worried about his grandchildren? I mean, I think the future's looking bright for him. I was like, dude, I was fanboying out. I was like, everything from The Secret to my success to like, you know, Doc Hollywood, dude. I've watched you.
Yeah.
He's like, oh man, thank you so much. He was awesome. He was awesome. And I was like, I was busting his beans about the fact that, oh yeah, in Back to the Future, there's this moment where it looks like he invented rock and roll, where he's like playing guitar at the Enchantment of the Sea dance. Yes. I was like, oh, black people have always had a bone to pick about that. And he's like, oh, that was not my idea. That was Bob Zemeckis. I was really upset about that. He like went into hyperdrive.
Get out of here.
I was like, don't worry. I was like, I'm just kidding. I'm just bullshitting. It's fine.
Wow.
You're fine with black people. Black people they like you. You're fine.
You were the guy that ran for mayor.
Yeah, you're fine. Goldie. Oh my God, that was so funny.
Side note: the mayor of St. Paul is a younger black guy, and he gets compared to the guy.
Mayor Goldie
gets compared to the guy from Back to the Future all the time. Oh my God. I'm sorry if that's racist.
No,
I'm sorry.
I mean,
it's not mean.
I'm just being given these facts. I have to process it. Get back to you. I'll have a meeting. We'll decide whether or not it's racist or not. We'll get back to you with some results.
Both handsome. Let me add. Both
Goldie
handsome.
was a handsome guy.
Of course.
Mayor Goldie Who was the guy though that ran in the 50s?
Oh,
remember that?
Yeah,
that was weird.
I don't remember.
Who was that guy? But it was the Hilldale Mayor. Remember the Libyans were coming? The Libyans! Oh, they terrified me because they blew up a Fox Photo. There was nothing I loved more as a child. I wanted to work at Fox Photo, and the Libyans blew that up in the
one in the parking
in the parking lot.
Yes,
Pine Valley.
Kids have no idea what you're talking about. I have no clue what you're talking about.
You know what? We'll just wait for the reboot. We'll just wait for the reboot of Back to the Future. All female cast.
That's true.
That's all that was missing.
You've seen that the guy that was Biff, Tim?
A great actor, yeah.
Tim, what's his name? Not Tim Wilson. Is it Tim Wilson?
No. You know what? I got IMDb.
In any case,
right
you know what he does, right? To acknowledge all the fans?
No.
He has a song that he performs. Because he's a stand-up. He has a song that he performs on stage.
He's a stand-up?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. To answer all of the questions of people about, what was, the song is literally like, what was Michael J. Fox like? He was great. What was it? Not bad. And he has a whole song about addressing all the frequently asked questions about him being in Back to the Future and Biff.
Wow.
Yeah. It's on YouTube. You gotta look that up.
I'll look that up. Yeah. It's like him and Billy, the guy from The Karate Kid.
Oh.
Billy Zabka.
Yeah. Johnny.
Yeah. Which my theory is, Billy Zabka did not. He was really the hero of that movie. It was actually a tragedy. The movie was a tragedy.
How was that?
Billy Zabka is hanging out with his girlfriend on the beach, and this Jersey a-hole. I think Billy had to go piss or something, or put a dime in the meter or something like that. And he leaves, and then Daniel Caruso picks that time. He's been creeping. He's like, oh, look at that girl. Look at that girl. And then he goes over and starts talking to her. Only when Johnny's gone.
Yeah.
Then he comes back. He's like, well, what are you doing, dude?
It's my lady, bro.
Yeah, it's my lady. It's my person. How do you expect him to react? What are we expecting from Johnny?
Ass kicking, obviously.
And do you remember at the dance when Daniel is like dressed like a shower?
Yeah.
He's a coward.
Shower curtain.
He's a coward.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't have a gang, but anyway, he just has a Japanese gardener, Mr. Miyagi, who is an awesome roundhouse. But Johnny's in the bathroom, chilling out, just like doing a cipher, smoking some weed with his
he's got a
homie,
joint or something,
hanging
right?
out,
Yeah.
just hanging out.
Uh-huh.
He's 16 years old.
Doing what they do.
Doing what they do. Not even thinking about Daniel. Are they talking about Daniel at all? No. They're just like, this is great. What is this, indica? This is awesome. and then Daniel puts that hose over the bathroom wall. Are you kidding me? He puts the hose over the bathroom wall.
You're not wrong.
And then just totally kills the joint. And you're like, oh man, this guy should have his ass kicked like in front of a chain link fence. And he does.
He deserved to have his bike ghost ridden down that hill.
Oh, that was my favorite is
stupid bike.
His mom's car. All of it was like he was living in Reseda. You know what, man? You were punching above your weight. I'm not saying.
I gotta tell you,
Yeah.
so that was on I don't know, TBS, TNT,
TBT,
something.
Yeah.
It was on some TV channel recently, and I started watching it with my 13 and 11-year-old.
Sure.
And they had never seen it before, and I was like, "You guys, was like one of my favorite movies."
Yeah.
I loved it. I ended up going down the rabbit hole of I started searching the locations of where it was filmed.
Yeah.
And seeing like the amusement park.
Where
the
was
amusement park
it?
still exists.
Oh, nothing in California is ever torn down. Everything. Well, you know how there's no rust in California because it's like everything is like you're by the sea. Like it's just like it's kept in a pristine state. In New York, everything falls apart.
Yeah.
We tear down everything.
Here
we're like,
too, yeah.
We're like,
Right.
that's 10 years old. It's gotta go.
Yeah.
Screw it. Yeah, I could believe that those things are still there.
The bumper boats, I think, are still
The
there.
bumper boats are still there?
Boats are still there.
Come on.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to talk to you about a couple. I want to go back and talk to you about adulting. I spent
Sure.
all that time listening to those.
Thank you for listening.
I enjoyed them.
If you learned anything, I'm amazed.
Here's the thing. So this is interesting to me.
Yeah.
Like when you read the little description, like you have a title of the episode,
Right.
And it'll be like something like. Something about when does a Venmo request become petty?
Yes.
But then you listen to the podcast, and that's just one tiny question that you spend about 8 seconds on of this half-an-hour episode, which sort of like which wasn't wasn't what I expected, but I really enjoyed it.
Right.
Here's the thing. So I have a couple of the little things you talked about that
Please.
I want to talk about. I had a thing the other day about because the Venmo thing, a Venmo request.
Yes.
Does it become petty? I did something. So the Vikings were in they had a playoff game. Over
Absolutely.
The
You guys won
weekend.
you won the wild card.
Yeah. Recently, I found a folder that back in like the late '90s, early 2000s, I was cutting out. I didn't have internet, and I was cutting after the day after a Vikings win.
You had to cut it out.
I would
Clip
cut
it.
out pictures from the game and put them up on my refrigerator.
Sure.
I was a single guy. I didn't have internet.
Yeah, no,
I was
no,
a
no.
big Vikings fan. Still am. This is what I did.
Yeah, man.
I don't feel bad about it.
No.
So I found these recently.
Yeah.
And there's probably like 3 dozen of them, of these clippings of all these. It's
Oh,
Randy
wow.
Moss, Chris Carter, Dante.
Yeah. Oh my God.
And Dennis Green was the coach back then.
Yeah,
and,
Denny Green.
I posted all these on Instagram, and people were like, people loved it. I was like,
Yeah.
wow, this is really cool.
I bet.
And then it went on Facebook as well. Here's the thing. I've been trying to clear. I have so much junk. I've been trying to get rid of things.
Okay.
This is something I was going to get rid of.
Right.
I
These
I
photos,
took-
you take a picture
I
and
took
then
a
get rid
picture of them.
Yeah.
Now I have that. I'm going to actually now it's saved digitally, and I'm going to get rid of
Yeah.
them. Posted it on Facebook, and somebody's like, "Hey, if you're just getting rid of those, I'd like to claim them." And I'm like, "Oh, well, sure, I could do that." I'm like, "Just tell me where to send them." And then he sends me the address. I'm like, "Oh shit, am I about to spend a bunch of money to freaking send these things
Yeah.
that I freaking was going to throw or put in the recycle bin?"
Where
Jordan.
is he? Like Kuala Lumpur?
No.
How far away is this?
Well, not. I thought based on like the size of the envelope and maybe the weight, the postage. I thought if this ends up being like $9, I'm gonna be like, motherfuck. Like it's not a lot of money, but I'd still be like, I was gonna toss these, and now I'm spending money.
You offer a very. That's a good question.
It defeats the it's
a good question.
Shooting myself in the foot for being a nice guy.
I think I don't think there's anything wrong with hitting him up on Venmo for the $9.
So here's the other thing.
Please.
So and normally I
that's processing and shipping and handling.
Yeah.
We pay companies for shipping and handling. We can't be like, it's a little petty to give you $5, Amazon or whatever it is.
Right.
But we do it.
Yeah.
We do it. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. But I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. So I didn't charge him. I didn't ask for it because I brought it. Here's the other thing. So normally when I ship something, if I sell something online or whatever, if I send anything, I can buy the postage at home and print it at home. Right. I do that. My printer's freaking out of ink right now. So I had to make a special, I also had to make a special trip to the post office to send this to this guy that I don't know. He's not, like, we're Facebook friends based on when I had a radio job. Okay. You know, like we became Facebook friends then.
Yeah.
So I don't, like, actually know this
gets worse
person.
and worse.
Yeah. The good news is I went to the post office and it was only $1.60.
I say you hit him up for that $1.60 because you know what? That's only a part of it. There's sunk costs. Now you got to get more ink for your printer. That's how they get you. They sell you the printer. They're really selling you the ink.
Yes,
printers fall apart.
The ink shortage. Yes.
The ink shortage. That's right, man. Yeah. No, you got to go in. I would bang him for a whole cartridge. What's a cartridge? $60? Tell him you need the $60.
Tell him I want the high yield, bitch.
Oh yeah, the high yield, and get the two. You know, you get the black and white and the color.
Yeah.
Get the combo pack. That's right. Yeah.
That's at least $60.
Oh, for God's sakes, this man has taken up your time. Your time is valuable.
I can tell him. I'll be like, hey, look, there's more. There's more where this came from.
Right.
I have others.
I
got other newspapers that I've been sitting on for decades.
Yeah.
To me, eventually they're going to rise to the top of this junk pile, and I'm going to want to get rid of them. You may want to claim them.
Yeah. I mean, it could help to be in first in line.
That's right.
You just have to make up a straw man that wants he wants these clippings so bad.
I have a friend that freaking will do that when he's selling something on eBay and doesn't get the bids that he wants. He'll be like, hey, do me a favor, but throw a couple bids on this thing. Like, you mother.
Like he's in Uncut Gems. Did you see Uncut Gems?
Oh, should I?
Not to give too much away, but that kind of happens in Uncut Gems.
Okay.
And does it go the way he wants? Who knows? Now, I will say that one of my greatest pet peeves is I've had family members where I've loaned them money. They owe me money, and then they hit me up on Venmo if they bought something like a drink or something like that. Mm-hmm. They'll be like, can I get that? Can I get $20? I'm like,
can I get back the 200? The 2,000?
I mean, the balls of that.
Yeah.
The balls of that. The audacity to do that. That happens in my life. That's happened numerous times.
That's when you check on that person's memory. Like, are you starting to forget things?
Well, yeah. Yeah. Early onset Alzheimer's, dementia. No, they know full well. Yeah. They're just living in a world where they've got, endless credit, but then they can also call in some money from me on the side. You know what I'm saying? They got a lot to work with here.
How convenient.
Yeah, bastards. Convenient. Well, what's the lowest number? I feel like people, I say get out there. You have a more honest relationship. You hit this guy up bang him for $1.60, bang him for $60. You do it for anything. If you buy somebody a drink and they're like, "Thanks for buying me that drink," and you said it wasn't on you, bang them for $5. They might pay you. You get it back. You break even.
Boy, I'm glad I asked you.
The pressure of it is when I'm doing this show in New York City, everybody wants to seem like a Roman emperor, and they're just like, "Oh, let the people have what they want."
Oh yeah,
$100, who cares? I'm like, I care. I need that.
Yeah.
Huggies cost money.
I'm
trying to get my kid through potty training.
Damn right.
It's a goddamn war zone. It's terrible. I need diaper money.
So before we run out of time, I need to know. We're still, by the way, working off the diapers we got for at the baby shower.
You're still working on those?
Yeah,
Just
people hooked
wow.
us up.
Wow.
Yes.
My God.
However, the baby cannot get more than 15 pounds because then we're going to have to...
They can get more than 15 pounds. The diaper can still hold the doo-doo. It's fine.
Okay.
It's cool, man. Right. It's all like the diapers are like, this baby's 16 pounds. Just like, what?
I'm at capacity.
Nah,
Sorry.
Explode. The center cannot hold.
No, full.
Yeah.
Totally full. So a couple more things I want to talk about.
Please.
Talk about before we run out of time. You do a ton of stuff. The acting. How do you find time to do? Honestly, how do you find time to do stand up when you have all these acting gigs?
You just you try to make time. Like you have to have a home club. My home club is Eastville Comedy Club, right there in Brooklyn, New York, on Atlantic Avenue, right next to the Barclays Center. People look for it at eastvillecomedy.com. But it's a great club. I mean, you get people like Jim Gaffigan there. You get like Janine Garofalo, Judah Friedlander. So I get to see
Gaffigan, who was on your podcast.
Yes, Gaffigan, who was on my podcast and was hilarious. Him and Chris DiStefano on stage together were so funny, and but I love Gaffigan. But and you just have to find a place where, I mean, I got lucky. I know the owner. The owner's like my buddy, and so just I'm coming through for a guest spot. I'm coming through to do this. We're both dads. He understands that sometimes the timing doesn't work out, and he just works with me. You know, he works with me. He's my friend. I confide in him, and you need that. You can't do it alone. You need a team of people, and he is definitely one of the people on that team. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like that's where I get the time to do it. Like he's always like, "What are your avails? Let's go. Let's get these in. What what do you work on? What's next?"
So what's the next?
Step
Where
for
are you
me.
right now? What do you like? You
So-
going to be on the road for a while? You gotta.
I got to do Sacramento at the end of the month, and when I get back home, I'm working on I'm just writing a script right now, which is really fun. I just finished writing a cartoon with this guy, French guy Laurent Zeytoun. Laurent Zeytoun created a movie that became The Upside with Kevin Hart and Bryan Cranston. So he transitioned then into cartoons. Right after he made the French version of that, which became the American version with Bryan Cranston and Kevin Hart. He then decided to go headlong into cartoons. His first cartoon it was called Leap, made $100 million. Maybe your kids have watched it. It's about like a little ballerina. It's on Netflix.
Okay.
And his next one is called Fireheart, which I helped to write. So I've been doing that, and I also basically help people write their specials. So I helped Gad Elmaleh write his, and then I helped Bassem Youssef write his. He's a very big Egyptian comedian.
Okay.
So he was run out of Egypt. They were like, oh, if you say any more jokes about the president, we'll kill you. So he's like, got it.
Yeah.
And so I helped him write his special, and I'm currently helping a comedian write their special, but I can't tell you who it is.
Sure.
So that's also how I spend a lot of my time is doing that, and I feel like it really helps my own joke writing. Just figuring out what best to do for somebody else, basically, helping them with their voice and helping them find more stuff only helps me, because then I just pretend like I'm like a VIP, and then I'll come up with stuff for myself.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. What is there a acting gig that you're most
Proud
known
of?
for? Yeah, I'm gonna say most known for.
Most known for
The people are
either,
like, oh yeah, you did that.
Either Black Mirror or the thing I did with Stephen Colbert or my work on The Nightly Show. So those things, people always come up to me after the show and like, oh, I missed The Nightly Show and things like that. And I'm like, I do too. The money was great. But, I really loved doing Black Mirror. Even though my part was small, I was only in 2 scenes, but I got to improv a lot.
I'm one of the few people that have never watched Black Mirror.
You never watched Black Mirror?
No, my wife
Don't
did.
watch.
She watched it without me.
Don't watch the first one. You don't have to watch the first one about fucking a pig. Is people are like, I watched that pig fucking show. You told me to watch. I only suggest old women watch shows apparently, but they'll come back and they're just upset with me, and so I'm like, you shouldn't watch the first one. But everything else is great, and so this one was with Yahya Mateen Abdul. The guy who plays Dr. Manhattan in the new Watchmen, and he's Black Manta in Aquaman. A fantastic actor and a nice guy, and that was just a wonderful experience. And Anthony Mackie, the new Captain America. So that, I mean, just working with those guys was really cool, and sharing the screen with them was great, man. I mean, like, done that.
You were on Girls?
I was on Girls. Did
How
Girls.
many episodes? Because I
just one episode. And usually comedians, it's hard for us to get, like, you know, just unless the show is built around us, it's hard for us to, like, nab sustained, prolonged roles, because often they'll be like, you'll do funny stuff in them, and maybe the series. I wrote for a series on HBO last year, and people would be like, we have an actor come in, and they'd be like, "Oh, he's trying to be funny." You're like, thank God. You know? And then they're like, no, the situation should be funny. You're like, half and half. Half should be the situation is funny, and half should be that the actor is funny. You don't just laugh at Larry David because the situation is funny. Larry David is actively trying to make you laugh. Yeah. You know? Jerry Seinfeld is actively trying to make you laugh. Chris Rock is actively trying to make you laugh no matter the situation. They heighten the situation by being goofballs in the situation. But for a lot of people, and I think that's why a lot of comedy is just amusing. It's not funny. It's just amusing, you know? And it's just like, oh, that's all right. That was fine. I mean,
know what I give that?
Yeah, no offense to any of these shows, but have you ever watched like a show like Mom or like Big Bang?
I'm familiar. Never. No. Hell no. Oh my God. I'll go through my phone like what am I going to watch on TV? And there at one point during the day, it's on like 3 channels in a row.
Yes.
That is my nightmare.
Yeah.
Like where every channel is going to be Big Bang Theory, and I'm forced to watch it. Anyway.
Well, yeah, I mean, those are amusing shows. They're a welcome distraction, and they'll never rise above. They'll never rise above that.
What they are.
They are what they are.
Yeah.
But no comedian would ever get a part on those shows.
Yeah.
Which is just crazy. It's like it's actors that have like gone to Juilliard, you know? That don't have a solid 10. You know? To me, it's about like if you can really crush in front of me. I've worked with a lot of actors, and they're all very funny. I've worked with great comedic actors, but I've worked with some people that, to me, I'll just always respect stand-up comedians.
Sure.
If you can do stand-up, you can do it all, and the rest is politics. It's like people just make excuses as to why you shouldn't be doing it. And that is the entertainment industry in a nutshell. It's like, is he good in a small room? Like, you know, as compared to like a room like this. I hate that. I'm rambling.
No, I like
it. I do have my misgivings about why certain like comedians are dominating every facet of comedic entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
You know, why more aren't in movies and things like that. Whereas it'll
too busy doing podcasts.
Too busy doing podcasts. You're probably right. I think this is the ultimate decider. If you can, this is magic. You're taking people from a state of rest to a state of delirium. You know? And I can't say that I know a lot of actors that can do that. Like, you know, I mean, they can make you believe things.
Yeah.
They can make you, you know, like great dramatic actors like an Adam Driver or like Scarlett Johansson in that movie. They can make you believe things, but like if you ask them if they could do stand-up comedy, it would not. The results would be awful.
You've worked with Adam Driver, yes?
I never worked with him. I never shared a scene with him. I met him. He's like he's like one of those inflated auto sales signs. He's
what?
You know, the ones that are like
built. I know.
And he's tall, and what I think his secret is that he doesn't care. You know how tall people have to keep their limbs down. They can't like flail around.
Yeah.
Adam Driver doesn't care about that. That like the tree limbs scares the shit out of people. And Adam he's like, I'm gonna go for it. I don't care. You know, like on Girls, in Marriage Story, he's flailing around. That must be so scary. Yeah, man, you play pickup basketball.
Yeah.
No one likes to go to the land of trees.
No. Yeah, you're right.
And that's Adam Driver. He's like 6'3". He's huge.
One of my daughters just said that he's cute, so I just found that out recently.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what people are into. I mean, if they like that, then yeah. I mean, sure. Like,
So
he does something for ladies. Yeah.
I was telling you that before I came here, I had to pick up my 2 older daughters from school.
Yes.
And then I dropped them off with my wife. Came here. Blah blah blah. So we were together for 10 minutes, maybe. So I had a short conversation.
Sure.
And they knew what I was coming to do. That I was coming to do the podcast, talk to a comedian. And my 13-year-old goes, and I couldn't believe this. She goes, "Do you ever talk to people from the Laugh Factory?"
Oh,
I went,
interesting.
"What?"
Oh.
She goes, "Do you ever the Laugh Factory?" I said, what do you know about the Laugh Factory?" "I follow them on Instagram and YouTube, and I watch the videos all the time."
From IG.
Like, seriously? I'm like, honey, if you ever see anything that has to do with, like, if you have any connection to comedy, you have to tell me all of this.
Yeah.
Like, I host a comedy podcast. You have to tell me all of this. So, what I'm asking you, Jordan Carlos,
Yes.
are you on one of those videos so I can go home after this and be just slightly cooler to my 13-year-old daughter for 5 seconds?
No, I'm not on any Laugh Factory videos. And the Cellar doesn't release videos like that, like the Laugh Factory does. The Laugh Factory it's like a factory. It's just like sending out these IG videos into the world, which I think is great, getting people like millions of hits. But I think that's not what the Cellar is about. And
you've been on that Comedy Central show at all?
Yes,
Live from the Cellar.
Yeah, Live from the Cellar.
Love that.
In that respect, that's a little bit different because it's television and like that is different, right? It's edited. It has to be about current affairs. It has to be, so it's definitely very specific. But no, long answer short. I'm not really. Am I past at the factory? I've done the factory. I've done a good job at the factory. I do Arab nights at the factory. I don't know why. It's like whenever I'm there, I have an in through my buddy, one of my best friends in comedy, who's Persian American guy. So I'm always doing Arab night, and I'm always like, I know I'm not Arab, but just listen. This will be fun. And then Maz Jobrani will come and destroy. So it's fine, but it's not really my. I've never really established myself in Los Angeles. New York's been so kind to me, so that's why.
I was going to ask you that. As somebody who does so much acting, writing, Hollywood stuff, etc., you're doing it from New York. Doesn't matter.
You ever been to L.A.?
No, but I've been to New York.
Yeah, L.A. is slow. Everybody's slow. New York's like, come on, ticky ticky boom boom, let's go. They'll let you know immediately how you did. You don't. In L.A., there's this kind of like, I don't know how anything gets done. I have no idea how anything gets done in Los Angeles. Everybody's so slow, and they're so weird, and they're so insular, and they live in a bubble, and they have no human interaction at all. So that's why people peacock and wear weird things to Lakers games. I'm like, did you talk to anybody? You look like a fucking moron. In New York, you can't get away with that. Yeah. Because people will be like, and then you're like, less chains? Got it. All right. Sorry. So I think I just do well with I have a more honest relationship with like my career, and I just feel grounded in New York as opposed to Los Angeles, which is just a wasteland.
So that's how you feel.
Yeah, that's how I feel. I'm on the fence about LA.
I looked at the time. We're gonna wrap this up in just a second. I need one opinion from you,
please.
So
I think I've been giving a lot.
No, I need one final one.
Okay.
A family friend was recently back in town for the holidays that is going to college in Texas. The state where you're
this
from.
is where we come back. Yeah,
the state that you
were talking about this before.
I didn't want to leave this out.
Yeah.
She lived her whole life before going to college in Texas in Minnesota, in the Twin Cities. She came back, and she's y'all and has an accent.
Oh, dear.
And I want to know what you think about people that pick up a Texas y'all accent in a year or 2 years.
I think she's probably a very social person.
Yes.
And she seems like a pleaser.
Probably.
Okay. But not in a bad way. I just mean she likes to make people feel comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So by going there, she's dropping her bag, flag, rig, whatever you guys say up here. And then
let's play tag.
Tag. Yeah. I mean, it's very sweet and cute, and we don't deserve Minnesota,
Damn right you don't.
Yeah. But I feel that that's what she's doing. Texas is so, like, overwhelming, the culture. She's going to UT?
Baylor.
Oh, my God. That's...
What does that mean? I don't know what that means.
It's even... Like, UT is more like... UT makes Baylor look like... Baylor makes UT look like Oxford. Like, Baylor is like... Oh, man. It's very... They got a lot of rules, and they just let students dance on campus 10 years ago. Yeah, no dancing was allowed. It's a Southern Baptist school.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know any of that.
Dude, Ken Starr from the Clinton, the Clinton Gate with the Monica Lewinsky scandal. He was the president there.
Oh.
But
Wasn't Heaven's Gate in the same area too?
Yeah. Wacko Waco, man. Because my wife has a friend who works there. Is a professor, then maybe I don't know. Maybe she'll be your niece.
No,
it's
my wife's cousin.
So my wife's cousin. So my wife's like, the next time we go to Dallas, my friend wants to link up. I'm like, absolutely, she'll come up. She's like, no, we'll go to Waco. I was like, no way, no way, no Waco, no, dude. Baylor is no. If it's to be Baylor is to be avoided.
I love it.
Great sports program.
Yeah.
Great sports program,
Uh-huh.
but to be avoided. And the accent will wear off when she comes back up north. I wouldn't worry about it. It's just a small case of texitis. Those are the symptoms.
Fair enough.
Yeah, dude.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
And I don't have a problem with it. It just, it stands out.
Just
it definitely stands out.
No, she's not dancing or drinking.
Love it.
Yeah.
Excuse me. All right. People need to come out and see you if they don't have tickets already. Come see you this week at Acme. Follow you on social media.
Yes.
Go see a movie he was in.
Go see a movie. Watch Black Mirror. My new movie, Pooling for Paradise, should be out, I think, in the summertime. It's probably meant for streaming, but excited about that. And what else? Come see me live, people. What's the problem?
Come live. That's why we're doing this.
That sounds
Come
gross.
to Acme. Oh, wait a minute. Well,
in person.
Yes.
Just be here. Get here.
Be.
Let's find some synonyms. This is a pleasure, man.
Thank you. Let's do it again when you come back.
Yeah, for sure.
Boom.